All right, threes, it's your turn. We're going to talk about anger and type threes. If you have not gone back and listened to anger in type 1 and anger in type 2, please do so. I can't re-say everything in every type, and there's some great stuff in those videos about how anger gets stuck in our bodies, how to somatically process anger, how to slow down the distance between the angry emotion and what we do with it. There's a lot there, so if you would be so kind, go back, re-listen, and then come here for type 3 stuff, because type 3s are very optimistic and very confident and can tend to maybe not feel as angry as quickly as maybe 1s or 2s, or as often as 1s or 2s. But anger does get in the way of type 3s as well. And oftentimes when we feel anger, similarly with the 2s, we have to start getting curious. So what we're going to do first, though, because 3s can tend to be so busy and tend to be disconnected from their heart, what they're feeling, we first as 3s have to notice when we are feeling angry before we are explosive. Okay? So you can feel angry about something and then feel angry about something else and then feel angry about something else, and then it's explosive. The anger existed before the explosion. But oftentimes for 3s, we don't notice it until it has exploded. And so we would be so much better served if we could start connecting more with our feelings and feel our anger in the moment. A couple things that keep 3s from feeling their anger in the moment. The lie that I'm fine. It's fine. I'm fine. Especially when the offense that would make us angry is something that would attack our value or our worth. I talked about in the type 2, the message, I'm going to stay with this message that you're not worth my time, right? So let's say that someone shows up late. Let's say that someone, takes up a lot of your time without asking you if you had the time for something, so your time means less than mine. You're not as worthy as I am, right? Those messages of our worth can cause us to feel like, I'm sorry, no, like my time is worth something. I am worth something. But because we like to disconnect, having that fight, it's just going to be so darn inefficient to my day. I don't have time in my schedule. I did not schedule a fight at 3:55 p.m. So you know what? I'm fine. It's fine. I'll talk to you later. And we just rush on with our day. And we even deceive ourselves that we're not angry, that it's fine. They just don't know how good I am. And, it didn't hurt me. It didn't hurt me. I'm too busy. I'm too successful. I'm too whatever. And there's a lot in our culture of saying, if they don't see your worth, that's on them, not you. And as a 3, I love that. I love that messaging. But what it does, it doesn't serve me all the time, because what it does is it causes me to close off my heart. And even though I felt hurt and I felt pain, I need to go on with my day. I don't have time to feel that hurt. So I'm angry, but I'm not going to acknowledge it. I'm not going to feel it. And then something else happens. And then something else happens. And then something else happens. And then explosion. So what I'm going to encourage 3s to do is try to feel your anger in the moment, recognize it and acknowledge it and honor it. And this is hard because anger, it's kind of like this raging out of control lion. And 3s, we like to be in control of our emotions, our schedules, our lives. So I don't want to sit and actually feel angry. I don't want to sit and actually let that rage bubble up. It feels vulnerable even to say that someone else had the power to make me angry. Access that vulnerability. I challenge you to access that vulnerability and to say, you know what, you hurt me and I do feel angry. And then once we acknowledge that, before we've gotten to explosion, maybe we've acknowledged it a little bit earlier in our timeline here, then we can start processing it. And go back to type 1 video to hear more about how we process it. We process it by honoring it, feeling it, not thinking that it's morally wrong to feel angry. Because again, feeling angry is different than acting aggressively. Aggression and anger, two different things. It's not morally wrong to feel angry. So we feel it, we honor it, we say, you know what, that made me angry. They were attacking my worth by not showing up on time and telling me I'm not worth being there for you. That makes me angry. It does make me angry. I'm not going to brush it off, and I'm going to feel it, and then we can process it through our bodies. Again, whether it's working out, jumping up and down, blasting some like Beyonce in the car and just like, so screaming, crying, moving, breathing, stretching. It's all necessary. It may feel weird, it may feel funny. It's all necessary to process anger in a healthy way. Because again, if we don't process anger on our time and in our way, the anger will come out at some point. And usually it'll come out all over others in a very hurtful way. So if you don't want to bleh all over someone else, get it out in your own time, in your own way. Close the door, turn up the music, cry your eyes out. Like, you know those cries when your like whole body is into it? Do that. It needs to happen because the anger is in there. If we don't get it out, if we don't recognize it, and then allow ourselves to vulnerably feel and process it, it stays stuck, it stays in there, and it will get to explosion. And again, anger is not bad, but explosion can be hurtful to others and to ourselves. So, my biggest advice to you, be aware of when you are getting angry. Stop trying to shake it off, shrug it off, the false confidence. All that's doing is deceiving you from noticing what's really happening and keeping you from dealing with it on your own terms.